in the Vedas, in Rig Veda, in certain Upanishads, there it is said, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samana Vriksham Parishashvajate. It means there are two birds on the same branch of one tree. One bird is eating the fruits of the tree, which are sometimes sweet and sometimes bitter. And he is always in anxiety. The other bird is watching. Shakshi, only watching. When the bird who is eating the fruits will turn around and acknowledge and see his friend who is next to him, then he will become completely happy. The Vedas have given this poetry. What does it mean? The tree is this body, and the branch is a heart. There in the heart, two birds are living. You, Atma, Jivatma, and Paramatma, the Supreme Lord. The general condition of the people of the world is that they are trying to taste the fruits. That means enjoy the senses of this body and taste the fruit of their karma file. But this karma file sometimes brings them some temporary happiness, but mainly it brings distress. This happiness is also one phase of distress, really. Because when the living beings try to enjoy their senses, they become attached. But all the things of this world are temporary. And therefore, the more attached you are, then the more suffering comes when everything is lost. So, the happiness and the distress, really, there are two types of distress. For those who have the long-term vision, the deep insight into the nature of life in this world. So, the conditioned souls, Bhattajiv, they are Bahirmukh, obsessed with external things. They are so obsessed with the external things that they don't know their best friend and well-wisher is living with them at all times in their heart. How will they become free from suffering? Only when they turn their attention to Paramatma, the Lord in the heart. This process of turning the attention to the Lord in the heart is called Bhakti Yoga. In Bhakti Yoga there are many practices, many angas. Shravana, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dasam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Dasam, Atmanivedanam. There are many ways in which bhakti can be practiced, but the essence of each one of the practices of bhakti is to turn your consciousness to be fixed upon the Supreme Lord in the heart. upon Krishna. To be absorbed in Krishna's Naam, Rup, Gun, Parikar, Dham and lila. All the transcendental paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord. This is the essence of bhakti. Only how the bird will turn around. Yes. Sri Krishna is very merciful. If the living entity will not turn around, then that Supreme Lord in the heart, who the conditioned soul cannot see, he comes outside in a form that they can see and gives them instructions how to be happy in life. The outer form, the external manifestation of paramatma in the heart is called Shri Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva means the bird from your heart, whom you are ignoring, has come outside, in front of your eyes, to engage us in bhakti, being absorbed by all senses in the service of Sri Krishna. Of all the angas of bhakti, the first one is sravana. Hearing is the most important. Otherwise, we can imagine what bhakti is, but our imaginary idea of devotion is completely mistaken. Bhakti means when the mind and senses are absorbed in Krishna's name first, then his form, his qualities, his associates, and then his pastimes. These are revealed gradually. And so the degree to which we are absorbed in these things, to that degree our sadhana, our practices are successful. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in Upadesamrta, he said, Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasanama Nasini Yojja Tishtan Braje Tadanuragi Jananugami Kalem Nayedakilam Ityupadesha Saram. Ityupadesha Sa, this is the essence of all instructions. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo. Here is saying, one should engage the tongue in chanting and the mind in remembering 24 hours a day, continuously. Anusmriti means remembrance without any interruption, without any break. Kramena, understand this verse very deeply. Kramena means in kram, in steps, in stages. And those stages, you don't have to imagine what those stages are, because Rupa Goswami is telling clearly. Tannama Rupa Charita means gun, qualities. That the realization of Krishna comes first in the realization of his name, and then when one is completely deeply absorbed in chanting the name, day and night, then Rupa, the form of Sri Krishna, appears in the heart, spontaneously. There is no need for imagination, no need for visualization. The name and the form of Krishna, they are one, they are the same. If one will make a determined effort to take shelter of Naam without committing any offense, naturally, by himself, Sri Krishna's form will appear in the heart. Tannama, Rupa, Charita, it means gun. Then Krishna's very beautiful 64 qualities will manifest in the heart. Then, after that, his associates, who are the relishers of his qualities. Actually, Krishna's qualities, they can't be tasted until one develops his own spiritual form. For example, the Gopis of Vrindavan, they see Krishna like Cupid. But does Madhya Yasoda see Krishna like Cupid? Not possible. So depending on your relation with Krishna, then you can relish his qualities in accordance with your relationship. So the qualities of Krishna will manifest. And the pastimes of Krishna. And one should be absorbed in them continuously. This is the first stage. Here Rupa Goswami is saying niyojya. That means niyukta, be engaged. Niyukta means to be engaged. But in Sanskrit, niyojya means after being engaged. After being engaged, tishtan brajay tadanuragi jananugami. One should reside in Braja and follow in the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan, particularly a devotee who is already serving Krishna in the way that you aspire to serve Krishna in the spiritual world. So this word niyojya is very important. It means that don't be like the sahaja. The sahajas, they are persons who take the pastimes of Sri Krishna cheaply and think that they can chant the holy name and imagine Krishna's lila. They will imagine their own spiritual form, and they will imagine that in their spiritual form they are serving Krishna. Because why? Rupa Goswami said, Tishtan Brajay Tadanuragi Jananugami, that you should serve Radha and Krishna following their associates. So it's true. Rupa Goswami has said, you should serve Radha Krishna internally following their associates. But he said what? Niyojya. You can do that after the name, the form, the qualities, the associates and the lila of Krishna has manifested in your heart by the power of offenseless chanting. As the soul begins to perceive the form of Krishna, his own form awakens. As the spiritual senses taste the qualities of Krishna, his own qualities awaken. As the spiritual senses perceive the associates of Krishna, he begins to understand how the associates are serving Krishna. When this realization has come, niyojya, after that, tishtan brajay tadanuragi jananugami, by one's spiritual internal identity, one can follow in the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan. So, each word of Srila Rupa Goswami's verse is precise, exact, and scientifically showing us the path, the true path of Raganuga Bhajan, spontaneous devotion. Here, he has said, Su-Kirtan. Kirtan should be Su-Kirtan, very beautiful. The word Su means that we chant after hearing. If a person has heard deeply from their Gurudev, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, about the pastimes of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna, then when they chant, this is called Su-Kirtan. It's very beautiful because the Kirtan is coming in the Guru Parampara. It is the mercy of Krishna descending to them. Su-Kirtan Anusmrityo. Here, Smrityo is in the dual case. Dual case. It means that the word Anusmriti is connected with the previous word, Kirtan. In other words, one should do Kirtan Anusmriti. the two together. In other words, the smaran or the remembrance that Srila Rupa Goswami is speaking of is the remembrance which is never separated from kirtan. It is the remembrance that awakens of its own accord by the performance of offenseless kirtan. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, Kirtanas prabhave smarana haive. By the power of kirtan, then remembrance awakens naturally of its own accord. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, there it is said, Srinvatam Sradaya Nityam Grinantas Cha Swacheshtitam Kalina Nati Dirgaina Visate Bhagavan Riti. It means, for those who are engaged continuously in hearing and take this process of hearing very seriously with a great endeavor, for them, in a short time, Vishate Bhagavan Riti, the form of the Supreme Lord, will appear by His own sweet will in the core of their hearts. In his commentary on this verse, Srila Vishwanath Thakur, he said, Smaranta Prayatna Vina Shavana Kirtanta. That means that for those who are engaged in hearing and chanting, Smaran takes place Prayatna Bina, without any endeavor, by itself, automatically. So here Rupa Goswami said, Kirtananu Smriti. This remembrance which arises of its own accord because it is never independent of kirtan. After that remembrance of Nam, Rup, Gun and Lila has been awakened, then by one's spiritual form one can engage in the service of Radha and Krishna. So, this is why the first of the 9 limbs of bhakti is sravana, hearing. Hearing is most important. And the best hearing, what does hearing mean? Hearing means the contact of the sense of hearing with Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes. This is called hearing. So you may read and you may chant, and when the sense is in contact with that, then it's called hearing. But there are degrees of superiority of hearing. If you will hear from a devotee who is more advanced, then this is better. And if one will hear the Srimad Bhagavatam from a devotee who is more advanced, this is the most excellent of all hearing. This is the best one. What happened?
This hair coming on the pain.
No. So, therein, in Madrid, we were discussing the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We discussed how Krishna took birth from the womb of Mother Yashoda in Nanda Gokul. And how, as he was growing, he became very restless, very naughty. He was stealing butter from the neighbors' houses. And not only stealing butter from Mother Yashoda's storeroom also. Question comes, Do you need Spanish translation?
Yes.
Yes.
Estás aquí. Que hemos hablado en Brihuega está hablando de los pasatiempos de Krishna, cuando Krishna nació del vientre de madre Yasoda, y que él era muy travieso, que robaba mantequilla, incluso del almacén de madre Yasoda, no solo a los otros Gopis, sino incluso del almacén de madre Yasoda.
Now someone may say, how can Krishna steal in his own house?
¿Cómo es que Krishna, se puede uno preguntar, cómo es que Krishna robaba en su propia casa?
Yes. If your child goes to your refrigerator and takes something, anyone does not call this stealing in your own house.
Si tú estás en tu casa, abres el frigorífico y coges algo, nadie va a decir que estás robando porque es tu casa.
So why is Mother Yashoda calling Krishna a thief?
¿Por qué Madre Yasoda le llama ladrón a su hijito Krishna?
Because this ghee that she has made, this butter and yogurt that Mother Yashoda has made, she has made this to give to the brahmanas.
Porque esta mantequilla que había hecho Madre Yasoda y este yogur, Madre Yasoda había hecho para los brahmanas.
So she is keeping this in a storage to give to Bhaguri Rishi, Shandilya Rishi, and the brahmanas, they will use this in yajna to make fire sacrifice to Supreme Lord.
Ella había hecho estas preparaciones de yogur y mantequilla para los brahmanas y para los sacrificios de sabios como Savar y Muni.
So this is not for anyone to eat.
No era para comerlo, nadie.
But anyway, baby Krishna went and was stealing this.
Pero de una forma u otra, el bebé Krishna iba allí y lo robaba.
It means that in Vrindavan, the devotees, they have spontaneous love for Krishna.
Esto significa que los devotos de Vrindavan tienen amor espontáneo por Krishna.
They never think that Krishna is Bhagavan.
Ellos nunca piensan que Krishna es Bhagavan.
They think only he is the Yashodanandan.
Ellos, todo el mundo piensa en Vrindavan que Krishna es hijo simplemente de Madre Yasoda.
He is an ordinary boy.
Es como un niño ordinario.
So, Bhagavan, God, he is Atmaram, self-satisfied.
En realidad, Dios está satisfecho en sí mismo, es Atmaram.
Bhagavan never has any hunger, thirst or tiredness.
Bhagavan, Dios, nunca está cansado ni tiene problemas.
But in Vrindavan, because the residents there, they think Krishna is ordinary child.
Pero en Vrindavan, como todos los niños y todos piensan que es un niño ordinario,
They want to feed him.
quieren alimentarle.
And Krishna said, Yaya tamam prapadyante. I reciprocate with everyone.
Y dice Krishna esto, que yo reciproco con cada uno.
So because they don't know his God and they have a strong desire to feed him, so Krishna actually becomes hungry to reciprocate with them.
Para reciprocar con sus devotos, Krishna hace este papel que como que siente hambre.
That is his nature.
Esto es natural.
He's not pretending to be hungry, he's actually hungry.
Que en realidad Krishna no es que está pretendiendo hacer un teatro que tiene hambre, no, él siente hambre.
So because Krishna is so hungry in Vrindavan, he cannot wait for the day of the yajna.
Y Krishna tiene tanta hambre que él no puede esperar hasta el día del sacrificio.
When the brahmanas will do the yajna and offer ghee into the fire, this fire is the mouth of Lord Vishnu.
Cuando los brahmanas hacen un sacrificio de fuego y le echan ghee al fuego, ese fuego representa la lengua de Vishnu.
So baby Krishna, he cannot wait for the yajna, he cannot wait for the mantras to be chanted.
Y Krishna es Vishnu y tiene tanta hambre que no puede esperar a que le alimenten en la lengua, su lengua, que es el fuego.
And he goes and takes the butter directly.
Y él va y hace este pasatiempo de robar mantequilla y comérsela.
And he's more satisfied with this than the butter which is offered in the sacrifice by the brahmanas.
Y él se satisface mucho más robándole la mantequilla a sus devotos que en el fuego del sacrificio, cuando se lo ofrecen en el fuego del sacrificio.
And so, in Vrindavan, the ultimate purpose of the Vedas has been fulfilled.
En Vrindavan, el propósito último de los Vedas se satisface de esta manera, se cumple de esta manera.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam. The purpose of all dharma is only Samsiddhir haritoshanam. How Krishna will be pleased.
La finalidad de todos los dharmas es satisfacer al Señor. ¿Cómo puedo satisfacer al Señor?
So Krishna is very pleased to steal the butter and eat this. So this is superior to all the yagyas of the Vedas.
Así que ese robar de Krishna a la mantequilla es el sacrificio superior de todos los Vedas.
We described last week Krishna's pastimes of taking the cows to graze in Vrindavan.
Estábamos hablando también en Luega de cuando Krishna sacaba a las vaquitas a pastar, a los terneros a pastar.
Of bewildering Lord Brahma.
Y confundió al señor Brahma.
And dancing on the head of Kalyanag.
También danzó en las cabezas de Kalilla, de la serpiente Kalilla.
Oh, how Braj Gopis became attracted to him on that day,
También
very strongly.
se habla cómo las Gopis fueron muy atraídas ese día por Krishna.
And then, seeing how Gopis, they were so absorbed in him, they could not function.
Las Gopis estaban tan absortas en pensar en Krishna que no funcionaban.
They were seeing his form at every moment.
Ellas veían la forma de Krishna a cada momento
And feeling separation.
y sentían separación.
So from that day, after dancing on the head of Kalia, Sri Krishna began to play his flute every day.
Y después de ese pasatiempo donde que Krishna bailó sobre las cabezas de Kalilla, entonces él empezó a tocar la flauta.
And when he played his flute, then, hearing the sound of his flute, Krishna's not only form but qualities awakened in the hearts of Gopis at every moment.
Y cuando Krishna empezó a tocar la flauta, en el corazón de los Gopis no solo apareció la forma de Krishna, sino que empezaron a aparecer sus cualidades.
Then Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill.
Después, un poquito más tarde, fue por el pasatiempo cuando levantó la colina de Govardhan.
And another year passed.
Y había pasado un año.
Then he was 8 years old.
Tenía 8 añitos.
So now for some years, Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka and all Gopis, they have so much love for Krishna, but they have to hide it inside.
Los Gopis, Radharani y Lalita Vishaka, tenían tanto amor por Krishna, pero tenían que esconderlo.
Because they are married.
Porque ya estaban casadas.
So it is forbidden for them to meet with Krishna.
Y esto está prohibido para una mujer casada encontrarse con otro.
And Krishna himself is also remembering Radharani and Gopis day and night.
Y Krishna también día y noche estaba recordando a Radharani y a los Gopis.
One day he was wandering in the forest.
Un día Krishna estaba vagabundeando por el bosque.
And he saw that all the tamal trees in the forest, they were smeared with the kumkum.
Él un día estaba por el bosque y vio que todos los árboles tamal estaban rociados de kumkum, este polvo rojo.
And then he felt more sympathy for the Gopis.
Y él, al ver esto, le recordaba a las Gopis, sentía mucho amor por ellas.
That there was kumkum on the tamal trees means that dreaming of Krishna, the Gopis were embracing the tamal trees because it's the same complexion of Krishna, and the cosmetic from their body was coming onto the trees.
Que este polvo de cúrcuma estaba en los árboles porque las Gopis, cuando veían los árboles tamal, que son oscuros, pensaban que era Krishna y lo abrazaban, se abrazaban a ello. Entonces el polvo de su cuerpo se quedaba en los árboles.
Then Krishna's sympathy for them was increasing.
Y entonces el apego de Krishna por las Gopis aumentaba cuando veía esto.
How can I? For how much longer can I go on without meeting with them?
Y entonces decía, no puedo estar más tiempo sin estar con ellas, las quería buscar.
They are suffering so much in separation from me.
Porque estaban sufriendo en separación de pensar Krishna.
One day he saw one leaf.
Y un día Krishna vio una hoja.
And on the leaf was written a message.
Y en la hoja había escrito un mensaje.
Brinda Devi pointed it out to him.
Brinda Devi
Look at this.
Brinda Devi le dijo, mira, esta hoja es un mensaje.
And And Krishna read, it was written on the leaf.
Y Krishna leyó de la hoja.
I have attained Krishna Mayata.
Yo he obtenido Krishna Mayata.
He obtenido Krishna Mayata.
I have attained Krishna Mayata.
Yo he alcanzado Krishna Mayata.
What does that mean, Krishna Mayata?
¿Qué significa Krishna Mayata?
Krishna Mayata means the quality of everywhere I look, outside and closing my eyes and inside, I only see Krishna everywhere.
Alguien había escrito ahí, tengo Krishna Mayata. Krishna Mayata significa que donde miro, cualquier sitio donde miro, veo a Cristo.
So one may think, oh, this is the highest level of love.
Uno puede pensar que esto es un amor muy elevado.
But whoever has written this message was not satisfied. They had even more eagerness.
Y la persona que había escrito este mensaje tenía mucha gran ansiedad por ver a Cristo.
So the message said, I have attained Krishna Mayata, but I have not attained Krishnata.
He alcanzado este estado de Krishna Mayata, ver a Krishna en todas partes, pero no he alcanzado
Krishnata.
Krishnata.
Krishnata means not only the feeling of seeing Krishna everywhere, but completely being one with Krishna.
Krishnata significa no solo ver a Krishna en todas partes, sino volverse a fundirse con Krishna.
This is not Mayavad.
No en el sentido mayavadi,
It means feeling the oneness of Prem.
sino fundirse en el amor, Prem.
So when Krishna, he read this, he was astonished.
Cuando Krishna vio esto, quedó asombrado.
Who could have such powerful love for me?
Y pensó, ¿quién es esta persona que siente tanto amor por mí?
Oh, though this message has no signature,
Porque ese mensaje no tenía firma.
I know who has written it.
Pero no sé quién lo ha escrito.
It must have been written by the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj.
Este mensaje lo tenía que escribir la hija del rey Vrishabhanu.
That is Radharani. So as he was thinking in this way, two Pulindi girls, they were walking through the forest and they approached him.
Las muchachas Pulinda iban por el bosque acercándose a Krishna.
They said, oh Krishna, you understand Pulindi girls?
Pulindi, ¿sabes lo que son las chicas Pulinda?
Adivasis. Aborigine.
Las chicas Pulinda eran las jovencitas que habían nacido allí en Braya.
Understand? The wild tribes of the jungle.
What?
They're from the wild tribes of the jungle.
De los salvajes del bosque.
Del bosque, sí. De las tribus del bosque de Vrindavan, de Braya.
They're called Pulindi.
Estas muchachas la llaman Pulinda.
So, two Pulindi girls came and one said to Krishna, you are so cruel.
Y estas muchachas le dijeron a Krishna, eres tan cruel, Krishna.
You think you can treat Radharani like your flute?
¿No crees que puedes tratar a Radharani como tu flauta?
What does it mean? It means, if you want to make a flute,
Esto significa que cuando queremos hacer una flauta,
first you have to dry the bamboo.
primero tienes que secar el bambú.
That it will become inside completely empty.
Y dentro sacar toda la médula, dejarlo completamente vacío el bambú.
Then you have to take hot iron
Entonces tienes que coger un hierro caliente al rojo vivo
and you have to burn 5 holes.
y tienes que abrir los agujeros en la flauta.
So it means, oh Krishna, you have put Radharani in the heat of separation, so she's become completely dry.
Dice, tú le dijeron a Krishna, estas muchachas Pulinda, has puesto a Radharani en una situación de separación que está ardiendo de deseos de encontrarte.
Like a flute is empty, she feels that without you, her life is completely empty.
Y ella se siente como la flauta, completamente sin ti, se siente completamente vacía.
Sunyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahinami whole world is empty without Krishna.
Como decía Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, el Sisashtaka dice, cuando sin ti el mundo me parece completamente vacío.
And then 5 hot arrows of Cupid are piercing her.
Y hay como 5 flechas que hieren su corazón, el corazón de Radharani, las flechas de Cupido.
So Cupid means Kamadev, the god of love.
Cupido es el dios del amor.
He has Panchavan, 5 arrows,
Y Cupido tiene 5 flechas.
by which he attracts the hero and heroine to each other.
Y mediante esas flechas hace que el héroe y la heroína se encuentren.
So Krishna realized, just like the flute is pierced by hot iron, so Radharani is being pierced by 5 arrows of Cupid.
Igual, y este ejemplo que daban las chicas Pulindi de agujerear la flauta con 5 agujeros, simboliza las 5 flechas de las que Radharani estaba ardiendo con estas 5 flechas de amor de Cupido.
So Krishna was feeling very bad.
Y Krishna, cuando le dijeron esto, se sintió muy mal.
So I should not wait any longer.
Y pensó, no debo de esperar más para encontrarme con ella.
So in the middle of the night, he sneaked out from his home and went into the forest of Vrindavan.
Y por la noche se escapó de casa y fue al bosque de Vrindavan.
And there he put his flute to his lips.
Puso la flauta en sus labios
And he fixed his mind completely on Radharani.
y fijó su mente completamente en Radharani.
Just like the archer, he aims his arrow at the target and sees nothing else.
De la misma forma que un arquero fija su mente en la diana y no ve nada más que la diana.
In the same way, Krishna has a magic flute that was given to him by Lord Shiva.
Krishna tenía esa flauta que había sido dada por el señor Shiva.
You know, after Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill,
Después de que Krishna levantó la colina de Govardhan,
all the demigods came and they did the abhishek of Krishna.
todos los semidioses vinieron y bañaron a Krishna.
And after worshipping Krishna and performing abhishek, each of the demigods came and offered Krishna a gift.
Y después de que le bañaron, cada semidios le ofreció un regalo a Krishna.
So at that time, Lord Shiva gave Krishna magic flute.
Y entonces en ese entonces fue cuando Shiva le regaló una flauta.
Before, Krishna was playing his flute
Antes Krishna había estado tocando la flauta
and he was aiming the sound of his flute to call different living beings.
y él dirigía el sonido de su flauta a diferentes grupos.
That is described in Srimad Bhagavatam,
Esto se describe en el Srimad Bhagavatam,
in chapter 21 of the 10th canto.
en el 10º canto del capítulo 21.
That chapter is called Venu Gita.
El capítulo se llama Venugita.
The Gopis say, Vrindavanam Sakhi Bhavo Vitanoti Kirtim Yadevaki Pada Sutta Padam Bhujalabdha Lakshmi Govinda Veda Paramatma Nityam Prakshablitan Vasabhaktarastan Visamatsta Sattvam. Oh Sakhi, this Vrindavan is glorious.
Le dijo, oh Sakhi, las glorias de Vrindavan son tan maravillosas.
Because it is decorated with the footprints of Krishna.
Porque Vrindavan está decorado con las huellas de Krishna.
When Krishna plays upon his flute,
Cuando Krishna tocaba su flauta,
the peacocks begin to dance,
los pavos reales bailaban.
and the deer, the rabbits, the birds, all other living entities, they gather around on Govardhan Hill to watch the performance of Krishna's flute singing and peacocks dancing.
Todas las entidades vivientes le brindaban, los venados, los conejos, los ciervos, todos venían allí a ver a Krishna tocando la flauta y a bailar, ver bailar a los pavos reales.
You know, if there's any sport, then they have a stadium with many seats.
En para cualquier deporte siempre hay estadios con muchos asientos
So the expensive seats are in the front,
y ellos se sientan allí.
and then afterwards they become less and less expensive as they go higher.
Los más baratos están más lejos, los más caros, en las plazas de toros, los estadios, los más cercanos son los más caros.
So here, Gopis are saying, when Krishna plays the flute and makes the peacocks dance, then so many animals come on Govardhan Hill. It becomes full. So other animals who come later, they have to go higher to get the view. Like so many spectators.
Cuando Krishna tocaba la flauta, pues venían todos los animales del bosque y iban llegando, y los que llegaban más tarde pues se iban poniendo detrás.
So in this way, Krishna directed his flute to the peacocks.
Y de esta forma Krishna dirigía el sonido de su flauta hacia los pavos reales.
Drishva Tupe Arjapasum Brajarajasuna. Sometimes Krishna would play his flute and call the clouds.
A veces Krishna tocaba la flauta y llamaba a las vacas.
And
Clouds.
nubes.
Las nubes.
And the clouds would gather above Krishna's head like a parasol to protect him from the heat of the sun.
Y las nubes venían y se ponían encima de Krishna para protegerle del sol como un paraguas.
And then the clouds would drop small particles of water like offerings of flowers to cool him down.
Y las nubes derramaban gotas muy finas para refrescar el cuerpo de Krishna.
Sometimes Gavaste Krishna Mukanirgatavena Gita. Krishna would play his flute for the cows.
Y a veces Krishna tocaba la flauta también para las vacas.
Piyusha Uttabhitakana Puta Pibantya. And the cows, they have big ears that hang down. They would lift up their ears like big cups to drink the nectar of Krishna's flute singing.
Y las orejas de las vacas están así para abajo, y cuando oían la flauta de Krishna, las levantaban como si fueran vasos o recipientes para recibir el néctar del sonido de la flauta de Krishna.
So, this description of Srimad Bhagavatam is showing how Krishna would aim his flute at different living entities, like an archer, and then what effect it would have on them.
El Srimad Bhagavatam describe esto, ¿no? Como Krishna estaba dirigiendo el sonido de su flauta, tal como el arquero dirige las flechas.
But all of this was only practice.
Pero esto era una práctica.
Practice. Yeah. Like a hunter, first he shoots the small targets and he practices before he can take on a very big rhinoceros.
Krishna estaba practicando tal como los arqueros, los cazadores practican con el arco con diversas presas para finalmente ir a por la presa más grande.
Yes. So all this was only Krishna practicing, that one day he would aim at the highest target, Radharani,
Y él estaba practicando
and see what effect it will have on him.
con las entidades vivientes menores para algún día poder practicar con el objetivo supremo, Radharani.
So on this day, on the full moon night of the Sharad season, autumn season,
Ese día, el día de otoño,
De la luna llena.
de la luna llena de otoño,
Krishna put the flute to his lips, and with tears flowing from his eyes, and trembling, and hair standing on end, he absorbed himself in the face, remembering the face of Radharani, and began to play.
y ese día de la luna llena de otoño, Krishna puso la flauta en sus labios y con los pelos de punta y con lágrimas en sus ojos, dirigió el sonido de su flauta para llamar a Radharani.
In the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita Visthaviya Eva Nija Rupatya Kalandi. Radharani is Krishna's own pleasure potency, manifested, from his own form manifested outwardly.
En el Brahma Samhita se describe quién es Radharani, es la potencia interna de Krishna manifestándose fuera.
And from Radharani, she herself expands and becomes each one of the Gopis of Vrindavan.
Y de Radharani se expanden todas las Gopis de Vrindavan.
So, all the Gopis in Vrindavan, they come from Radharani.
Todos los Gopis de Vrindavan vienen son expansiones de Radharani.
So even though Krishna by his flute only called Radharani, because all other Gopis are included in her, every Gopi thought he's calling my name, and they all ran to meet him.
Y a pesar de que Krishna estaba dirigiendo su flauta solo hacia Radharani, como todas las Gopis son expansiones, también atrajo a todas las Gopis. which flute Shiva gives to Bansi?
Presento a Vicky, a su novio. Es Prem. Ahí está en la lila.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, bienvenidos.
Siéntese delante.
Sentaros.
Siéntese delante. Se oirá mejor.
Inglés, sin problema, inglés.
Si no, inglés.
Español.
Inglés canarios.
Inglesa canaria.
Oh,
Sí, inglés.
inglés
Sí, hay
es
traducción
canario.
también en inglés. Las dos.
So, all the cowherd girls of Vrindavan, they ran to meet with Krishna.
Y todas las entidades interioridad iban a encontrar a Krishna cuando él tocaba la flauta.
And very happily, they were dancing together.
Y bailaban juntos.
But Sri Krishna disappeared.
Pero entonces, cuando estaban bailando, en un momento dado, Krishna desapareció de la escena.
If Krishna is called all the birds Gopis, then why did he leave them? If he has called them, why did he leave them?
Si Krishna les había llamado, ¿por qué ahora las dejaba y se iba?
Because it is said, Na bina vipralambena sambhoga pushtimashmute Bharat Muni has written.
Bharat Muni escribió este verso que dice
That without separation, then the joy of meeting cannot be increased to the highest level.
que la unión se incrementa porque cuando hay separación.
Just like if you want to dye cloth, then you have to put the cloth in the dye and then take it out again and then put it in again and take it out again and then the color becomes very bright.
Cuando quieres teñir una tela, la metes en el color que quieres teñir, el agua, la sacas, la vuelves a meter, la vuelves a sacar, la vuelves a meter, y este proceso hace que se tiña muy profundamente.
So Krishna knows if you will meet with the Gopis and then disappear from them, and they are searching for him everywhere in great anxiety, when he appears again, then their love for him, their attachment for him will be higher.
Y Krishna sabía este arte del amor, ¿no? Que cuando se separaba de ellas, cuando luego volvía, había como un sentimiento muy gozoso, ¿no? En esa unión.
So when Krishna disappeared, all the Gopis were searching for him.
Y entonces, cuando Krishna se fue de la escena, las pastorcitas estaban buscándole.
And they began to sing together, calling to Krishna.
Y empezaron a cantar todas y llamarle todas juntas.
It means that if you chant alone, it has some power. But if devotees come together to do Sankirtan and chant together, this is the super excellent method of attracting Krishna.
Cuando uno canta los nombres del Señor a solas, esto tiene un gran beneficio. Pero si se juntan varias personas, varios devotos para cantar los nombres de Dios, ese canto tiene mucha más fuerza.
So they began to sing. Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhava Akila Deva Antaratmadi Vikala Satiko Vishwabhutale Sakaude Jivan Satvatam Pule. O Krishna, we think you are not the son of Yashoda.
El Gopi decía, no, Krishna, pensamos que no eres madre Yashoda, no es tu madre.
Akala Dehanam Antratmadrit. You must be the paramatma, the super soul in the heart of all living entities.
Tú debes de ser paramatma, la expansión de Dios que está en el corazón de todas las entidades vivientes.
Virkanasatito, Lord Brahma, and all the demigods together, they went to the shore of the ocean of milk and they prayed for you to appear in this world.
Brahma y los otros semidioses fueron al océano a la orilla del océano de leche para invocar tu descenso a este mundo.
And so, you have appeared as avatar in this world in order to save your devotees.
Les decían, tú has aparecido en este mundo para salvar a tus devotos.
So, it seems that the gopis know that Krishna is God.
Así pues, con esta oración parece como que los gopis sabían que Krishna es Dios.
Because they're saying, you are not the son of Yashoda, you are paramatma.
Se lo están diciendo, tú no eres madre Yashoda, no es tu madre, tú eres paramatma.
The demigods headed by Brahma prayed for you, so you made an avatar in this
Ellos
world.
sabían que Brahma y los semidioses habían invocado el descenso del Señor a la tierra.
So many persons, they read Srimad Bhagavatam and interpret the meaning of these words directly.
Muchas personas leen el Srimad Bhagavatam e interpretan las palabras de Bhagavatam directamente.
But in Vrindavan, anyone does not know Krishna is Bhagavan.
Pero en Vrindavan, en realidad, ningún habitante de Vrindavan conoce que Krishna es Dios.
And Parikshit Maharaj has also, Shukadeva Goswami has also said, Tameva paramatmanam jara buddhyapi sangata, which means the gopis of Vrindavan thought that Krishna, who is Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Jara Buddhi, they thought that he was their secret lover. Shukadeva Goswami.
Shukadeva Goswami dijo esto, que los gopis
piensan que Krishna es su amante secreto.
Listen. Tameva paramatmanam jara buddhyapi sangata. Though Krishna is Paramatma, the gopis thought he is my secret beloved.
que aunque Krishna es paramatma, los gopis sabían que él era su amante, le conocían como su amante.
That is called Jara Buddhi. Jara means you are married to one person, but who you have a relationship with is called Jara.
Esto se refiere al amante. Cuando una persona está casada pero tiene un amante, eso se llama Jara.
So, clearly, Shukadeva Goswami has said, the gopis don't know Krishna is Paramatma.
Sí, pues claramente Shukadeva Goswami explica que los gopis no consideran a Krishna como paramatma.
So why are they saying, now, you are not the son of Madhya Yashoda, you are the Paramatma?
¿Y por qué están diciendo entonces esto? Tú no eres el hijo de Madre Yashoda, eres paramatma.
Why? Because they are being sarcastic.
Porque lo dijeron de una forma sarcástica. Como bromeando.
Unless we hear Srimad Bhagavatam from those who understand the mood of Gopis of Vrindavan, anyone cannot understand the direct meaning of the words.
Así pues, si no estudiamos el Srimad Bhagavatam o lo escuchamos de labios de un devoto puro, no vamos a entender los significados profundos.
Just like you can read on paper, Ram, where have you been?
Podemos leer en un papel, Rama, ¿dónde has estado?
But this can have so many meanings.
Pero esta frase puede tener muchos significados.
For example, the direct meaning. A person sees his friend
Por ejemplo, un significado, una persona ve a su amigo
and asks, Ram, where have you been? He wanted to know where he went.
y le dice a su amigo que se llama Ram, Ram, ¿dónde has estado?
Then in another situation, the person, he knows where Ram is, but he's late.
En otra situación, uno sabe dónde ha estado su amigo.
So then, Ram, where have you been?
Y,
Why were you not here 1 hour before?
y si llega tarde, se lo dice, Ram, ¿dónde has estado? Él sabe dónde ha estado, pero se lo dice en el sentido, has llegado tarde, ¿dónde has estado? Es otra forma de entender la misma frase.
Another person, he knows that this person called Ram, he has a secret girlfriend.
Y imaginaros que este amigo que se llama Ram tiene una amiga, un amante.
And he knows that he went to meet with her.
Y él sabe que ha ido a encontrarse con ella.
So then when he sees him, he says, Ram, where have you been?
Y él sabe que ha estado con su amante y se lo dice de esta forma. Ram, ¿dónde has estado?
The words are the same. Always the words are the same.
Son las mismas palabras, pero el sentido es muy diferente.
But yes, but the mood is different in every case.
El humor es muy diferente en cada caso.
So, what is the meaning of these words of Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Gopis?
Y entonces, ¿cuál es el significado de las palabras habladas por las Braya Gopi, por las pastorcitas de Braya?
Gopis say, Krishna, you are not the son of Mother Yashoda.
¿Qué sentido tiene esto cuando le dicen, no, Krishna, tú no eres el hijo de Madre Yashoda?
Actually, they know he is the son of Mother Yashoda.
Ellas saben que es hijo de Madre Yashoda.
But they are saying, Mother Yashoda is very, very kind.
Ellas están diciendo que Madre Yashoda es muy misericordiosa, muy bondadosa.
But you are very cruel,
Pero tú eres muy cruel,
because you have abandoned us.
porque nos has abandonado.
So, that means, usually, the son has qualities like the mother.
Normalmente el hijo tiene las cualidades de su madre.
So, if Mother Yashoda is very kind and Krishna is very cruel, then you are not the son of Mother Yashoda. It's like an insult.
Era una forma de insultarle, ¿no? Que tú no eres hijo de Madre Yashoda, porque ya sabían que Madre Yashoda era muy buena. Y él, como las estaba abandonando, le estaban llamando cruel, vamos, de otra forma.
So usually, all the saints and sages, they glorify God.
De una u otra forma, todos los sabios glorifican a Dios.
But the Gopis' love is so great, they insult him, and Krishna relishes these insults more than the prayers of the sages.
Y esta forma indirecta de insultarle, Krishna saboreaba mucho esto de labios de las Gopis.
Prayojan man kare kare bhatsan, vedastuti hoiti hari sei morman. In Chaitanya Charitamrita there, Krishna has said that, when the Gopis criticize me, then it steals my mind away from the prayers of the Vedic prayers of the sages.
En el Chaitanya Charitamrita dice esto, ¿no? Que las Gopis, cuando esta forma indirecta, ¿no?, de insultarle a Krishna le resultaba más gozoso que las alabanzas de los sabios.
That is more attractive to my ears.
Dice, ese tipo de insulto me resulta más agradable que las oraciones de los sabios.
Because these words are spoken out of pure love.
Esas palabras estaban habladas con...
So, na kalo gopika nandana bhavan akala dehinam antarmudrit. You must be the paramatma.
Así fue la Gopi que dice, tú tienes que ser paramatma, no el hijo de Madre Yashoda.
So, the meaning will explain because now it's in the okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Lord.